You wanted the big baba boom, and there it is! There's the big one! Well, hello everyone, and welcome to game 1 of the series between Rubenstock and Cool. We have Rubenstock in the left playing as the Franks, and in the top right we have Cool playing as the Celts. Both these players, pretty good chances to win the aspiring experts if you were to ask everyone at the very beginning of the tournament. Both of them are very well known. Rubenstock plays with a lot of the Finnish players and the Finnish clans, and Cool plays a lot with the Vietnam players and Vietnam clans. So playing with some very high level competition, and both these guys are very close to the rating limit of this tournament at 2.4k. Rubenstock, and the map we're playing on, by the way, is Salt Marsh. I've actually enjoyed this map quite a bit. I hope we see it a little more in the future. Basically, if you don't know the history of this map, this is a standard map. It's one of the least used standard maps in Age of Conquerors days. Up until, up until today. Because it's been so unbalanced with the fish spawn. And the way the map spawn is very unequal. It was fixed with the expansions. And since then, it's just always carried that bad reputation of no one wants to play it since then. But now, with this fixed version, it's actually pretty cool. The jungle is cool, but very small, yes. Jungle is very cool. Same kind of jungle as Yucatan. And the nice thing about this map, it's kind of like a Ghost Lake. It's like a Ghost Lake, except you can actually build docks in the middle. You won't be building them for fish, but you can build them for demos and galleys. Very open in the middle. And I think Ghost Lake is probably the closest comparison. So it's a very nice map. Ghost Lake's a nice map too. Let's talk a little bit about these civilization matchups. So we have Rubenstock playing as the Franks, can usually go with a Scout Rush because their scouts start with 54 HP. Of course, they don't get Bloodlines, but that's a very strong starting bonus. Some good food bonuses in the early game. Foragers collect faster, and farm upgrades are free. All about their Knights and Cavalry. Knights +2 line of sight. Again, have that extra HP. And a pretty good civilization choice for this map. I said it earlier in the last matchup, I like Cavalry and Knight civilizations for this map because of how open it is in the middle. There's no place for crossbows to hide. Cool playing as the Celts. This is definitely more of a boom civilization. I've seen this work with, I remember Nilly playing against... Was it Cool? It was Nilly against Cool. It was that series where Cool picked the Celts and he boomed. Spoilers, I guess, if you haven't seen this matchup. But Cool boomed the hell out of that map and really defended. The first upgrade he made when he was Imperial Age was Heavy Scorpion. The first upgrade. But you know it was that kind of game. Cool just boomed in his map and defended and worked out great for him. So since there are these wood lines, you can wall it and you could play it defensively. We'll see if Cool's going to do that this game. If he doesn't want to go defensive like that, and certainly the Celt Spearmen and Pikemen will be very valuable against the cavalry of the Celts, sorry, the Franks, and the Celts economy will be a little bit better. That wood chopping bonus is better than anything the Franks have to offer as far as economy is concerned. But the original jungle on Yucatan looks different. It does not look different. I'm using a texture pack, so this jungle, if you think it looks cool, it's just the jungle trees with this texture pack. Whatever tree pack I'm using on the Boobly Workshop. And it looks like we have a little bit of discrepancy as far as the villager numbers. Rubenstock has not gotten Loom. That explains that. A little bit better start for Rubenstock. Cool has walled up a little bit. Started this wall, and then that villager, I assume, lured the boar back. That was going to finish it off. We'll see if Cool's going to go for a men-at-arms strategy. Maybe Cool wants to play this fast castle. It's not a bad map for that. You can wall there. While here, this back area is already taken care of. So I would probably do maybe like a men-at-arms, archers build, or consider a Dark Age rush into Fast Castle. Doesn't look like that's going to be the strategy as we don't have a barracks up yet for Cool. Rubenstock up to next age. 20 population, it's a very fast feudal age. 21 population is the normal. So that's a pretty good build. Place the barracks now and go into scouts. Rubenstock now scouting his opponent. Gonna look around a little bit, see some foragers, see a lumber camp. Doesn't see the town center yet, but can assume it's right there. You have a straggler tree there as well. And this build is interesting from Cool. I don't know if he messed it up or he's going to go into archers, because normally you want your barracks when you click up the next age to build men-at-arms. Now the Celts men-at-arms are very strong. They're the fastest men-at-arms in the game, and probably because of that, the deadliest. Let's see if we're going to see any men-at-arms now. Doesn't look like it. So I guess this is just going to be spearmen and straight archers. Rubenstock's going to take a fight. He's got that 54 HP scout. Has the +2 attack from Feudal Age. Cool does not yet have that. And luckily it is walled in the north. Now both scouts have that, and I think someone is forgetting about that extra HP bonus. Nope. Actually, this is pretty good for Cool. A little lucky. But what is not nice for Cool is all this idle time with these villagers walking back and forth, so that's not too good. But it's nice that Cool is up a scout. I don't know how long he'll keep it alive because we'll have scouts from Rubenstock out, but Cool can at least see what his opponent's map looks like. Hasn't yet found his opponent. A little concerning. And might be going down to the bottom. So Cool going with a classic double archer range play. No militia, no spearmen, none needed. His map is good enough that he walled the entire thing. We'll have to double layer it though. And this is not the cleanest build from Cool, who has had a lot of these villagers idle, has had villagers idle in the north. Not idle, but walking around too much. And look at this, Cool's archer ranges are idle. Can afford to build one more archer, but not two. So if you go for a straight archer build, go up a little bit later. Go up on 22, 23 population, assuming your town center is working the entire time. A little later than you'd expect, but it's actually not the easiest thing to go double archer range and make archers. And this is with a civilization with a good economy bonus. Else. So players, what rank have partaken in this tournament? I understand your question, Bombay Gypsy. It's 2400 ELO or less. You cannot have gone above 2400 in your career. All of these players have never reached 2400. What are the Civ pick rules? I think the Civ pick rules are... Actually, I'm not 100% sure on that. I should probably know that. But I think it's probably a... I would assume it's a Civ draft. Not 100% sure. Oh, Nova's going to come and save the day. Hidden civs that are picked, and you get to ban 2 civs for the other guy. Okay. So probably mesos were banned. That's how things normally happen. Cool has finally found his opponent. Seen the gold, seen the walls. Hopefully he can keep that scout alive as long as possible and get as much scouting information as you would need. Now, one thing that would be valuable for Cool to scout would be to see how many farms your opponent has, and if your opponent is building a market, because if they're building a market, they're probably thinking about going to the next age. You want to know, did they make an archer range or did they not? If they made a market, they probably didn't make an archer range. So Cool, gonna find all those farms, but might lose the scout in the process. Cool should know he needs to do some damage, and he's gonna lose that scout now. Did he see the market? Did not see the market. But regardless, I think Cool has enough game sense to know. Not that he doesn't need that many spearmen, but to know that he needs to do damage now. And Rubenstock has enough game sense to know he needs to stonewall up. Because Rubenstock has just gone with a single stable. Sometimes you see cavalry civilizations build an archer range and build skirmishers. But not in this case. Rubenstock is just going to go for the knights. And go for the faster castle age. So Rubenstock can either go for a few knights and smash his opponent with that, or can go for just a boom right behind it. Either one should work. More units coming forward for Cool. And Cool's going to be some time before he can get up. Actually, a weak spot in the wall right there, but I don't expect that to amount to anything because you can wall behind it. So we see this kind of walling and arrangement for this kind of map very often. The middle is so open, the players are usually somewhat close together, so those things favor aggression. But back at your base, it's actually pretty easy to wall. Rubenstock is going to go second stable, so we'll try to smash his opponent with knights. Palisade's on half health. Rubenstock going to get some palisade up behind it. And we'll probably have to layer one more time. I would at least be safe. Place 2 palisades there. Alright, Rubenstock going to go knights. Doesn't need to afford that Bloodlines upgrade again, because Frank's got a lot of food and gold for knights. Tons of food, needs more gold. That's what the market is for. Blacksmith coming up to get that first armor upgrade. Cool sees the Castle-H and is going to get out of there. Now there are 3 spearmen there. We'll say 2 spearmen can take on 1 knight. So Cool will save his army for now. Probably will save it to Castle-H if he's lucky. This is the risky part. You don't want to be fighting knights in this open terrain like this. But if they get back at home, then they can reinforce. Cool's going to actually go double barracks, going to build some more spearmen. Does not want to lose his army right away. And Rubenstock is not going to go for the boom at home. He is in fact going to go for the siege workshop. Going to place that siege workshop in that little tiny island right there. Cool is really behind. He's a little behind. A little bit behind, trying not to get further behind by making a lot of pikemen. Now, luckily, again, he's playing as the Celts, so I'm not that upset by him making so many pikemen. These are useful. And delaying the siege workshop, and do you still think Cool's behind? I mean, this is not too bad. I don't think he's expecting this many knights, however. That's a lot of knights. I guess that's a lot of spearmen. So do you take this fight if you're Rubenstock? I'm thinking about it. Yeah, probably not. But you do want to get that siege workshop up fast, and that 200 wood could have been a town center a lot earlier, and apparently now it is a town center. Alright, Castle-H just hit. These upgrades are not done yet. Rubenstock's going to take a fight right before the upgrades are done, but are there enough spearmen? +2 armor just finished for Rubenstock. This is perfect timing. That +2 armor switches things so much. Now there's no more spearmen. Is Cool going to lose the game right here? Crossbow's going to find a nice corner, and I think that corner is going to save Cool, or is it? Pikeman is not done. We have a monastery coming up from Cool. How many crossbows will remain? I think 0. That was perfect timing for Rubenstock, invested into that +2 armor. The spearmen and the archers were kind of split a little bit, and that was the perfect fight for Rubenstock. I was thinking about him taking that fight a little bit earlier, right in that area, but it's good he waited for that +2 armor. And now Rubenstock has all the momentum. Rubenstock actually going for rams, not even going for a mangonel. Actually, it makes sense. Just rams and maybe a scorpion or 2. Cool is going to add a town center. Is he going to add a 3rd town center? He is. Yeah, there it is. And that means Cool is going to have an extremely difficult time defending from this. Because Rubenstock is only on 2 town centers. 6 villagers ahead, and has rams coming out. Luckily did get 1 conversion. But is Rubenstock taking his gas off of night production? It looks like he has with that 2nd town center. Not having enough food. Now getting a mangonel out. I think the mangonel's to deal with the monk. Rubenstock is not making knights anymore. Rubenstock is sinking that food into villagers. Rubenstock might have a castle ready soon. on the bright side for him. Yeah, it worked. Wow. And a nice mangonel trade for Cool. Cool is doing the same thing he did against that match with Nilly. It was Celts versus Malay, and Cool is just booming. He's going to boom it out. Cool finally upgrading Pikeman, getting Forging. Gonna just go Pikeman. That's good if you're going straight against Knights. And it looks like it'll only be Knights for the time being. I don't see any Scorpions yet. Rubenstock's also not going to add a castle. Oh, let's see. 2 conversions? No, 0. Missed opportunity for Rubenstock. I thought should have kept his foot on the gas. Should have rammed his way through. Ate a ton of Knights, and that might have been it. But still, Rubenstock is... Rubenstock's still in a great position. Got a lot of villagers. Taking this game at least into the late Castle Age. Franks versus Celts. Late Castle Age, early Imperial Age, late Imperial Age. Who would you pick? Franks and Celts. That's a hard one. Celts Halberdier is going to be so strong. Franks can just go... Franks won't be able to raid with the Knights. Franks can go throwing Axemen, but that's not always usually a strong option. I think I'll take Celts. I think I'll take Celts. That graphic mod. Which one? Small trees? Different trees? Old piles? It's the trees, right? And the barracks coming up from Cool. Pikeman is the hot hand right now. And let's see how this goes for Rubenstock. Oh, nice hit. That's surprising. Gonna almost kill a monk. Got a glancing blow. So far, Cool's defending. Almost gonna get a blow right there. What's going on down here? Rubenstock adding a nice town center down there. That'll bode very well for late game. Want all that map control. All those extra resources. And it's gonna take it. This is not gonna be a great fight. This is... Oh, actually, that wasn't too bad. But now we have the 2 monks converting. It wasn't a terrible fight for Rubenstock. The best fight in the world either. Rubenstock can add a dock in the middle. Wow. Alright, so Rubenstock with the siege advantage. Yet Cool has been booming. 10 villager advantage for Rubenstock. Rubenstock's not going to be able to put his opponent away, at least in this age. We have a castle coming up for Rubenstock. They're 25% cheaper. For the Franks. That's a great position on that castle. Going to trade mangonels 1 for 1. I don't think there's enough pikemen here to defend. The mangonels are pretty good against pikemen as well. And this castle is great for many reasons. It'd be great as a pushing point for either Knights or Trebuchet. It takes away a gold. It's great for map control. And it's also great because the Franks might be able to use their unique unit throwing axemen to counter the pikemen. Alright, so Rubenstock should be getting ready to go up to the next stage. He's got 400 food, 700 gold. We'll have a second castle on the way. Cool is already up to the next stage, and Cool can turn this around by getting a castle maybe in this area, winning a Trebuchet war, upgrading to Halb, and pushing out. Knights are going to go for the killing blow right now. I don't think there are enough. And this could be a big throw from Rubenstock. I think it's best just to wait. Knights look like they will get trapped in the back of the base. They're going to try to loop around, but half the pikemen go that way. And now they're fully walled in. So Cool realizes the trap. And now all these knights are going to be lost. So no more knights for Rubenstock. You might as well give up on knights. And what do you focus on then? Or do you continue knights? I think you go full Halb. You go Halb, Trebuchet, Throwing Axeman. What does Bearded Axe do for them? Bearded Axe is the unique tech for the Franks that gives +1 range to Throwing Axemen, making them more effective at doing what Throwing Axemen do. Alright, so both players going into the Imperial Age. Cool still does not have his castle yet. Alright, let's see him place that castle. You want the castle up before you hit Imperial Age, so then you can build the Trebuchet right away, because the Trebuchet battle is very important. And right now, just Pikeman for Cool. And really nothing from Rubenstock. What is he thinking? He's gonna go... Oh, man. I do not like this decision at all. He's gonna go into hand cannons. So Rubenstock, I think we'll see chemistry coming in shortly. I'm gonna go into hand cannons. And I don't like that because of the civilization matchup. He's playing against the Celts. I do not want to tempt the Celts into making Onager. And I think Halb would have been a perfectly fine option. Another reason I don't like this, I think you're going to be banking too many resources with hand cannons. You're going to have to wait another few minutes before. I think your economy is good enough to make something now. What I do like from Rubenstock, though, is look at this map control. It's incredible. All over the map. And cool, first upgrade is Onager. That's interesting. I think Cool is thinking one step ahead. Cool knows he killed most of his opponent's knights. I do not need to get Halberdier right now. Instead, the Onager would be a better investment because I know my opponent is going to be making some sort of ranged units, whether it's Throwing Axemen or it's hand cannons. That's a smart play. That's why I would have loved to see Rubenstock go into Halb. So, in a sense, building Halbs to counter your opponent's Halbs. You go Bombard Cannon as Rubenstock. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And there's the Siege Workshop. It will be, again, a little late. Bombard Cannon is the key. Bombard Cannons can counter the Onagers. Looks like Rubenstock will lose this Trebuchet battle. How bad will he lose it? Will he be able to take out his opponent's castle and prevent them from making maybe Fur Celtica? We'll see. Rubenstock owns 85% of the map. What can Cool do? Well, Cool can take over more than 15% of the map, and he'll be able to win the game. So I hope that answers your question. Oh, demos! Demos for Rubenstock. This could buy Rubenstock a lot of time. If you're making your opponent scared to go in the middle. I think you're showing your hand a little bit too soon. You might get one Onager, a few pikemen with that. If you showed your hand a lot later, then you could have gone a lot more. So this game's going to take some time. Cool has a little bit of momentum, but he's kind of stuck in a corner. Ran right into those falling rocks. And there's the first Bombard Cannon for Rubenstock, but it's not supported at all. It's supported by a demo. And now Cool getting the Halberdier upgrade. This is dicey for Cool. If he goes into the middle, he's going to run into these demos. And that would be a good demo hit. Should have deleted it. Momentum all in Cool's favor. Now the hand cannons are out. This is a very delicate army, and it requires a lot of micro. The Bombard Cannons need to be attacking the Onagers. Sometimes you need to use stand ground to predict where the Onager is going to go. The hand cannons need to not get too close to the Halbs and also not get too close to the Onagers. But it can be a very powerful and effective combo if you're watching close enough. And still, Rubenstock is not giving up on the throwing axemen, still making a few from the castle in the south. So far, these demos have not even been worth their own cost. And this is what we're talking about. Now, the Bombard Cannon is supposed to counter the Onager, but the Onager counters the Bombard Cannon because the micro is not good enough. Oh, I thought that was a castle for a second. It would have not been good. So the later and later the game goes, at least as far as map position is concerned, Rubenstock will have an advantage. Rubenstock has cornered his opponent. Rubenstock is getting resources at the edge of the map. Will eventually be able to take that stone, that relic, has taken this extra gold, has 2 extra golds down here. Cool is running out of his main gold. He's got about 2,000 gold right there. Cool's going to find a nice angle, however, and take down a castle. That's nice. And let's see how this is going to go. We could see a big momentum shift if Cool can kill so many hand cannons. Almost going to get there. If only Cool had siege engineers. Can't kill all these throwing axes, however. Rubenstock getting Galleon, getting heavy demo. This is going to prolong the game, and that's great with Rubenstock's position. Cool getting siege onager. Yeah, I think that's a good upgrade with how things are going. I think it's a good upgrade. But that said, Cool will have to take out this castle and at least, I don't know, at least move to this gold or this stone. He needs those resources. Hey, welcome. Welcome, DVD Rocks. Welcome to the stream. My name is Nobody. Glad you're joining us. Second castle from Cool. Look at this from Rubenstock. Actually, these demos can actually kill the castle. I've seen it happen before. And kill a castle with demos. Alright, let's look at Cool's perspective. Look at him with the demos. He needs to attack with the onagers. That was his plan. Such a risky plan. And that radius on that blast radius is huge for those heavy demos. But still, momentum in Cool's favor. Although Cool is going to lose another castle. Might lose another castle. Let's see. Yeah. Well, we'll continue to repair that. We'll see what happens in that castle. In the south, still nothing happening, and that's good for Rubenstock. Rubenstock has now moved over to this left gold, albeit very inefficiently. But slowly, Rubenstock is losing ground in the north, where there are 2 gold mines, not too much gold on them, but still valuable. No, I can understand that decision. I can understand that that thought. I think the Siege Onager is worth it for what it gives his army. What else are you going to use the gold on? You're not going to use it on Halbs. I don't see another unit you're going to want to use the gold on. And sometimes you have to spend gold to get gold, so if you're able to gain some ground like Cool is, then you can take some of this gold over here. I think it's a worthwhile investment. Whether or not Cool will win the game is another question. Hey, welcome, Ted. Welcome to the stream. Glad you said hello. Looks like Cool will take out this castle. So slowly, Cool gaining a little bit more ground. However, Rubenstock has had a little bit of time to mass a few bombard cannons. Remember, bombard cannons are the most expensive unit in the game. We also have 4 trebuchets for Rubenstock. Good mass of hand cannons behind. Is this the combo? That siege onager is getting awfully close. Still no siege engineers for Cool. You remember this was a crazy game. Don't spoil it for us, Leticore. Never understand why he went for so many, because they're demos. Because demos are cool. I could actually use the demos again for the castle. Alright, now the hand cannons can come into play, and this should be a good fight for Rubenstock and keep the castle up. Oh, but the Howl gets a bombard cannon. That should never happen. Still a good fight for Rubenstock. That army did exactly what it was supposed to. Castle went down for Cool. Maybe Cool loses a little ground. Rubenstock still has access to more resources. Gonna mine up that gold. Get back onto this gold. One thing Rubenstock could have done, though, is to take these resources, and that would have been a game changer. So many hand cannons for Rubenstock. They could all die in one big hit. Ooh, that was lucky. That was very lucky. Only 2 went down. Pajama Warriors versus Throwing Axemen, who comes on top? Depends on the numbers of units and depends on the position as well. Woad Raider overall is a better unit because you can raid with them. I'll take the Woad Raider. But I don't think we'll see any Throwing Axemen. I think the hand cannons are doing the job good enough. Chivalry, both unique upgrades, Chivalry and Fur Celtica coming in. I'm still looking for that big shot for the Siege Onagers to bring things back for Cool. Had some momentum, he's lost a little bit. He's making a bigger effort on the right side. Rubenstock is also going to make a bigger effort on the right side, so it's about these resources. There's that stone up there as well. Let's see what happens here. Let's see those demos. That's a perfect opportunity for one of the demos. Here comes one from Rubenstock. Ooh, almost gets it, but... Oh. I didn't do as much damage as I thought it would. That Fur Celtica upgrade is very important. You wanted the big ba-ba-boom, and there it is! There's the big one! There's the big one! 2/3 of the hand cannons just died right now. And the army's moving forward for Cool. Cool gonna bring some halves. Bombard cannons could go down as well. Both of them going down. Rubenstock getting too close to those Siege Onagers. How's the fight going down here? Hasn't quite started. Alright, Rubenstock needs to get his population back up. Cool actually has 30 more population. Now more demos coming out, but they're not being very effective. Oh, could lose a lot. Another huge shot. So this is why the Siege Onager upgrade, in my opinion, was worth it. So we did see those big hits. Alright, so Cool has the momentum on the left. Rubenstock's army is very gold intensive. It's even more gold intensive than Cool's army. Cool has just had to afford a few upgrades and a few Siege Onagers. But Rubenstock lost at least 20 or 30 hand cannons, lost a few bombard cannons. As far as gold is concerned, it might be like 4 hand cannons per onager or 3 hand cannons per onager. And Rubenstock, is he still mining gold? There's still a little bit left. Oh, there's almost nothing left. We have this gold in the north. Take a look at the stockpiles. They both are at about 0. Oh, there is that gold in the south. I just noticed that. So if Rubenstock can take that, that would be great. Cool has an equal amount on the right side, which, why he's not taking it, I don't know. Take a look at gold collected. We have much more gold collected from Rubenstock, but he has lost also a lot more gold unit. And there's the KD. Better KD for Rubenstock. Yeah, it does pay off. Pays off all at the same time. It's unpredictable though, sometimes. You don't know when it's going to pay off and when it's not. But I thought it was worth the chance. Now villagers coming into the middle for cool, but they're going to get found by Rubenstock's light cavalry, or they should anyway. So, cool taking over another bottom area. Rubenstock's still not taking this gold. Rubenstock has to be hurting for gold. What is he making? We're kind of switching into light cav. Switching into lead skirmisher also. Lead skirmisher is not nearly as strong as hand cannon. But these light cav are going to do some work. Going to pick off a trebuchet. Probably going to pick off an onager or two. Maybe even 3. Ooh, where are your hounds? Still gaining a little bit of ground here. This is very worrisome. You're giving your Celts player a little more gold. I don't know why it takes so long to get the spectator overlay back to where it's supposed to be. There it is. Rubenstock gonna move in with some light cav. Find a siege onager. And I'm gonna time out for spoiler, yeah. Although I'm not 100% sure that's true because Rubenstock looks like he's doing quite well in this game. In fact, looks like he's going to take down... If he takes down the 2 siege workshops in the castle... Oh, boy. This should be good. Will he be able to keep the solo alive? He's got no melee units, but the bomber cannon's going to do its job. The Rubenstock once again pushing back in the north. There's just some walls. Who do you think's going to win? Look at the military count. It's double for Rubenstock. Rubenstock has a lot of ranged units in the south. I think Rubenstock's going to take this. That said, Cool's going to hold the north for now. So late game, who's going to be stronger? So we have Frank's elite skirmisher, that's pretty terrible, but the Celt skirmisher are probably even worse. Halberdiers, slight advantage to the Celts, but not really by that much. Light cav, definite advantage to the Franks because they're built faster, and they also have a little more HP. But then there is the occasional siege onager from the Celts. More or less even. Both players mining their golds up. We'll have a little bit of access to gold. Still a fairly even game. You could basically split this map down the middle. Maybe that was his goal, was to change your mind. Either way, I wouldn't say Rubenstock's getting wrecked. I think he's in a better position this game. I'm gonna say especially if he takes this gold, but there's almost no gold left there. We're gonna build some sneaky barracks down here. This is the kind of play you're gonna need to see. There have to be some holes in this wall for Rubenstock, and there's one right there. Good to see so much camaraderie in the chat. Looks like Rubenstock is going to sniff this out. Who going to upgrade a Heavy Scorpion? The good thing about the Heavy Scorpion upgrade is it costs no gold. I forgot to mention the relics. So 4 relics are cool. That's a great advantage for him. Look at the red across the map, though. Just a minute ago, I pointed out how you can split the map in half and it's even. Now there's quite a bit of red in Cool's map. Oh my gosh, what happened to all the skirmishers and hand cannons? Well, there they are, but they're running straight into a castle. This is a big misplay from Rubenstock. And look at Cool. Cool's cleaning up these buildings. Rubenstock will have to build new ones. There's 2 barracks here in the middle. Up in the north, not a whole lot. Rubenstock is on the back foot. And really, Rubenstock hasn't been able to raid Cool's map this entire time. And part of that might be the castle positioning, the condensed nature of the base, and also the speed of the Celts' halbs. Now Cool kind of has a bit of a death ball. He needs to protect this as much as possible without as many halbs as possible. Usually you want the ratio of halbs to siege to be 2 to 1. It looks like it's 1 to 2 now. Regardless, they'll do their job. Yeah, Celt infantry siege is so strong. Been good particularly in the north where, I mean, Celts are not the most mobile civ unless you get Woad Raiders. But it's nice the siege has not had to go too far. I chalk some of that up to Rubenstock's complete inability to raid, but what Rubenstock should do... DNS Cool has been forced to expand out his base. He's forced to expand for gold, for stone, now it's for wood. All these villagers will have to migrate over here. And by spreading your base out, it offers more opportunities to raid. So bring the light cav here, bring the light cav here. Bring the light cav to the south as well. Cool has done a good job putting his castles in great positions. I don't know, I just don't think Rubenstock has enough of the map anymore. Who was it that said in the early game that Rubenstock has 85% of the map, how does Cool win? And I said something like, well, Cool will have to get more of the map. Well, that's exactly what he's done over the last, basically, 35-40 minutes of game time. So Rubenstock will definitely have to work his way up to 200 population. Needs to add more light cav. The Frank's late game without Paladin is really lacking, and I think you're seeing a lot of the weaknesses of that. The Celts late game is it's lacking without gold, but there's just enough gold to have enough siege to do something. We're gonna go after that bombard cannon, and it's gonna get it. That's so huge. The bombard cannon is the only thing that can, you know, really do anything to this army. We have all 3 siege units fully upgraded for the Celts. Love to see that. Scorpion, Ram, Onager combo. And I think this is a game for Cool. I think Cool's got this, especially with the huge Onager shot. I'm so glad I came over here to see that. Except, yeah. Better bombard cannon micro would have made a huge difference. I've seen too many times this game where Rubenstock lost his bombard cannons because they were too far forward, or they took an Onager shot, or they were lost to halbs. That would have made all the difference. Rubenstock's population is dropping. It's down to 150, losing even more. That was so much gold that was lost. I think that's going to be the one that sinks Rubenstock's hopes of a comeback. And if so, this is going to be the second time I've seen the Celts on this map just boom, and boom, and boom, and get those expensive upgrades, and then steamroll their opponent. Dude, this Voobly lobbies are a mess. I have no clue what you're talking about. We're going to finish it off with some military production buildings here in the south. Once again, Rubenstock, like he's been trying to do most of this game, trying to go for some raids, but Cool's howls are just too fast, and Cool's reactions are too fast. Now, Cool even taking that gold in the south. There's only about 500 left. And from now on, Rubenstock is going to have to do this with light cav, pikemen, and skirmishers. I don't know where he's going to find the gold for bombard cannons. Cool has 800 gold in the bank, 4,000 food, 6,000 wood. Rubenstock's resources at the limit. You're going to have to sink those, that 445 gold into bombard cannons, and that's a GG right there. So big comeback from Cool. Wasn't expecting that to be an hour, 16-minute game. I thought Rubenstock had the momentum, had the map control. Map control wins you games most of the time. But one thing Rubenstock didn't do with that map control, he didn't take every resource on the map. If he took that gold, took that stone, took this bottom gold, prioritized that, that would have been a better for him in this game. And that bombard cannon micro was just not the best. Losing a lot of hand cannons and siege onagers as well. Good play from Cool. Good boom from him. Let's take a look at the timeline. I'm interested to see that. Taking all that map control and not getting relics hurts. Yeah, that's one of the reasons you get map control is to take the relics. Look at this power spike. My gosh. So remember, this is where those Knights of Rubenstock destroyed the Feudal Age army of Cool, right as Cool hit the Castle Age. Great timing on that. And look at this comeback. Over time. Must have been some big onager shot right there.